Man, these weeks are going by fast these days, eh?
Very quickly.
Yeah, it's like blink and we're here doing this podcast again. It's nuts. What's up, people? Another happy Friday, and yeah, I got a bunch of house projects to work on. I got a bunch of dirty cars. Got a life that's falling apart. No, I'm just kidding. Life is good. Everything's getting organized.
We got lots of questions today, too. It's a good thing.
Ooh, yeah. I was kind of looking through some of the comments on YouTube. Of course, we had the Civic.
Civic giveaway.
Yep. And watching people talk about how much we suck and how great we are. And you get a little bit of both. And
truth is somewhere in between. That's how that works.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. So that's the story.
All right, let me get to a couple of questions here that were in the chat before we started here. This one I think you like, from Barry BJJ. I've been looking at buying an Ego blower because of OG. Any thoughts on their lawnmowers or other products that us normies might use?
I think they're pretty legit from what I understand. I haven't, experienced them, but I would assume that it would work pretty well. I mean, all the stuff I've tried from them is pretty legit. So I would think I would go full on, and of course they have their like professional backpack thingy, and they got all kinds of cool stuff.
All right, your all of your house videos, or vlogs, I should say, spurned a lot of questions here. One of which Carrie asked about in the chat, and then I also wanted to get to our buddy Brian Deal emailed something very similar here regarding the safe, gun safe.
Yeah.
So he wants to know. I'll just read you the whole thing here. Like to know if he's done a deep dive on gun safes. I've done a ton of research, but part of my research is getting good old Maddie's input. They're the safes that are sold in the big box stores that are a glorified file cabinet. I've seen so many videos of people popping the front door with a crowbar. The flip side of that is a $4,500 safe, but do I really need that? Somewhere in there is a safe that is 2/3 of the way up the ladder that'll get the job done.
Well, I have a $4,500 safe, and it's a little safe too. I don't know. I did I'd say like a 30%er, like a 30% researcher, and came to the conclusion that Fort Knox was a good safe bet, without me getting too terribly deep into it. And so I have a Fort Knox something or other. It's a 26-inch wide, which you could fit like a bazillion guns in there, and you feel like you don't have enough room, but I wanted one that was a little smaller. I bought it specifically for the room that I was going to put it in the old house. That, of course, then they put this giant box on the wall for my Sonos system, so that didn't work. But yeah, I don't know. I would think that you got to spend some cash to get one that's decent, and so the Fort Knox one I ended up with. It's like I don't know why they all do that same little fancy fuzzy stuff on the inside. What's that stuff called?
Like a felt sort of thing?
Yeah, it's like freaking felt in there.
Velour?
Yeah, it's velour. I don't understand why it has to have velour in there, but apparently they all do. It has like this weird smell to it in there. And then you bolt it to the ground, and I don't even know if I'm going to bolt this one to the ground. The thing weighs 800 pounds. I don't know how someone's going to get it out of there.
Let's see. All right. This question comes from professional procrastinator. He says, looking for an OG spec scale as I start dialing in my diet and I begin running again. Do you have any recommendations?
I have a Ythings, which I like a lot. Withings Ythings scale, and then it communicates with their app. I like that one a lot. I was looking for scales. I was gonna buy like a professional one of those scales they use for warehouses and stuff. I was looking at those, and because they're all junk. Every single scale is just garbage. So the Ythings is about as nice as you can get for a consumer level scale, and that's what I have. I'd recommend it. I think it's pretty decent. It gives you your water weight and body fat percentage and all that stuff. I never stand on it long enough to wait for that, but I haven't been getting on the scale lately. I don't want to know what atrocities have happened to me. So I had started day one on Monday, and then had 3 days off, and so I guess technically today was day one.
Right, you're back to day one.
God dang.
Here's a question from our buddy Reasonable Paul. Just watched the mini split video. Now that you have a regular person house, you need to build a shed for the kids' crap, so you can relate to us.
There's literally nowhere to put a shed. I'm screwed.
Also, not sure if I missed it in another video, but how did you decide on the Mitsubishi mini split?
Well, I've had the carriers that I don't like them very much. Mitsubishi is, from what I understand, it's like the industry standard for mini splits, and so I chose the 18,000 BTU unit based on Kayla's recommendation that we did. We undersized it or sized it properly. Could have gone up to a 24,000 BTU unit, but we sized it a little smaller so that way it would run a little more often and dehumidify a little bit better. So I had the guy come by today to do the closed cell foam in the attic, and then he's also they're going to do my door, to take the door out of the back and fix a little bit of the drywall. And I'm going to pull the drywall down here for the plumber to come and plumb the wall for the pressure washer, and then have electrical there too. And then I will do I'm going to do some rock wool or something like that. Does that fan have to be on? It's driving me crazy.
No, it doesn't have to be
on.
on.
Yeah. Pull the plug on.
All right, well, I'll do that while you're answering this question. From Charlie Doss. Love the info on the interior lighting when getting your house dialed in. My question for Matt is, what light bulbs are used for your exterior lights?
I haven't tackled that, but you could do the same thing if you wanted to. I think, and I've been trying to decide this, I think that the exterior does look better yellower. There's something about that kind of, because you're not using that light to like do anything. Chris from Cree is coming over the house on Thursday, I think next Tuesday or Thursday, something like that, next week, and we're going to dig into, I want to do something to light up the driveway so I can wash at night. And we're going to look at the lighting solutions in the garage. And I was pretty dead set on doing recessed fixtures and cutting the drywall, but I think we might just do on ceiling, because all of the Cree troffers and stuff, all of those lights have an option to do either a drywall adapter where it'll recess, or you can do an on ceiling adapter as well. So we're going to dig into that a little bit and how we're going to control the light and all that stuff. So I think I'll probably switch them all to LED, but I think I'm going to, because there's some pretty neat, they did some neat little things in the soffits of the house that I have, and so I'll probably just do it at 2700K instead of going up to 3000.
All right, one more home garage question here from Marcine on Facebook. What kind of backsplash and cabinet underlight solutions are you exploring for your Sabre setup? My cabinets are set to arrive next month, so I'm super stoked to be following your garage makeover simultaneously.
I've been thinking about that a lot. Maybe you guys could make some comments. I don't know what to do. But I do want to do a backsplash because I've never done a backsplash before, and then the drywall always gets all wonky and beat up from even when you're trying to wipe down the countertops. So I'm going to do wooden tops. I don't really want to do the same, you could do like a wooden, the same material as your backsplash. Definitely not doing any kind of freaking diamond plate or any kind of slat wall or anything like that. I don't want that. I'm not sure what to do, so I'm looking for some suggestions. I also don't want, a lot of people made some very kind suggestions to do some sort of custom OG logo. I'm not a flashy, I want it to be clean. Obviously subway tile, like white subway tile would be an option. I just don't know if that fits into the style of my garage. You could put Swiss tracks against the wall. You could do something like that. I don't love that idea either. I don't know. I don't like anything, and so I'm looking for maybe I just do some regular flooring tile on there. Find some nice gray or something like that. I don't know what to do, so give me some ideas there. I'm interested in that, but I'm definitely going to do a backsplash. The under cabinet lighting will be the Max Light stuff that we're using here on the Sonic setup that we should have in the store at some point. So that's the plan there.
All right, let's see. Let's switch it up a little. Quattro Audi. I think this question came up last week, but I didn't get to it. Could you go into what program/setup you use for the podcast or the live stream?
We're using OBS, Open Broadcast Source software, which generates a stream key, right? And so that stream key is generated to over to the YouTube streaming platform. So we don't have we're not using some service or anything. It's just a free open source thing. So we have our C200 camera with a, what's that thing called, a cam link. So C200 set up, plugged into the wall for power, so because we don't know how long this is going to go. So rather than putting batteries, So then HDMI out into the cam link. Cam link then connects to the to my Thunderbolt, to my USB dock, which has a HDMI dock, and then that connects to OBS, and then OBS streams the feed. We also have a CL4 cloud lifter, so these are Shure SM7Bs on a Yellowtech mic boom connected via XLR to the cloud lifter, which gives it clean gain, and then that goes into a Shure, no, not a Shure, a Scarlett Focusrite 18i8, I think it is. And then that connects to the computer as well. So that's how we have it set up. So you have video coming to C200 through the cam link. You have audio coming through the cloud lifter, and then the Scarlett, and then the Scarlett connects to USB into the to the dock, and then the OBS puts it all together, creates a stream key, and then connects it over to YouTube. So and if we had faster internet, we could do this in 4K, but 1080p is about the extent of the bandwidth that we can use on getting it over. So there's a bunch of things I would change on how we would do it in the future. I'd probably just get a Rodecaster. A Rodecaster can take care of all this stuff for you. Just plug your computer into it and your camera into it and your mics into that, and it does everything for you. So that's something that could be a lot simpler for, I think they're like $1,000 or something like that.
All right, somewhat related to that from EC on Facebook. What's the camera/mic setup you use for the daily vlogs you've been doing?
Yeah, I freaking hate it. It's a Sony ZV-1. I just spent 3 hours yesterday working on that again. Sony's internal stabilization on the camera is not very good, but the Canon I was using, the G7X, has that really annoying crunchy focus all the time, where it's always, you can hear the focus crunching. And so what I've decided to do, I'm going to just pony up, and I bought a Zhiyun crane, crane M2, I think. So I bought a gimbal. I'm going to have to carry around looking like a total tool with my Sony ZV-1, and so I'm going to start vlogging with that in 4K. I'm going to go to 24 frames a second and start vlogging that way instead of the freaking jumpy. I was getting a headache editing the darn videos. Terrible. But I don't want to carry around a giant digital SLR, and you would need a gimbal for those because they all look terrible when you're hand holding a digital SLR. So the stabilization of the G7X was great, but that's a 1080p only camera, and so I want 4K, and so the Sony ZV-1 I think is the way to go, but I just need to have a stabilizer for it. So I'm gonna try that and hope that that's the way to go. I was looking at buying like a Canon R5 or A7S III, but again, you need a giant gimbal for those because they look terrible, just bouncing around everywhere. So yeah, sorry about that. The G7X was just way better stabilization, where it didn't feel like you were jumping crazy. All these people who walk around with a Sony A7 III, walk around vlogging with it, videos. I can't handle it. I can't do it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, Steve is telling us in the chat here, the Rodecaster Pro is on sale for $600 right now with Sweetwater.
Well, there you go. Sweetwater is awesome too. Great place to buy.
All right, let's see here. Alexander wants to know, what are the dimensions and square footage of your current new garage?
So the depth is 21 feet, width is 31 feet, and then there's that little roughly 9x8 pocket. So the width of the garage, I think from the longest width is like 45 feet or something like that, which just doesn't make sense. So if it's 9 feet, there's a little extension area for the window and stuff. So it's about 600 and change square feet. So the bulk of it's 31 by 21. It needs to be 24 deep or something like that, but this is what I got to work with. Luckily, most of my cars are pretty short. The Raptor's not really going to fit in there. The Raptor's, I think, is 30 feet long. Somebody did make mention the Raptor's 6'6", so it will fit through the door. But yeah, it's going to be cool. You'll see. I've got big plans for it.
All right, let's see. Ramon asked a question that's come up a couple times, but it's especially important now. Hello, Matt. How do you find all the companies to do the work in your house? How do you know you get the results to your liking?
Yeah, I don't. And usually don't get them to my liking.
But you found a pretty good group here.
Yeah. So over the years of trial and error, you got a great air conditioning, company. I've got a good painter, and the painters a lot of times will do a lot of the things for me. And I need to find a good plumber. So I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, that's kind of tough to find.
As an electrician, it's hit or miss.
All right, let's see. Jose wants to know, hey guys, can you get an ETA on the Milwaukee mid-torque kit from the garage giveaway sale? Yes, we can. It'll be March is what we've been told. Because those were some super popular things across the nation, I guess.
Yeah. I'm really, I'm surprised. We wanted to do that in the Civic giveaway too, but yeah, the supply is dried up. So sit tight. We'll get it out literally the second it shows up, it'll be flying out the door.
All right, Michael wants to know, he's going to install a Krenslet in my garage, but I need to build a wall in front of my chimney. How wide do I need to make it for the install?
It's 24 inches wide would be fine. I mean, that's more than enough. I think the total, the widest part is 18 inches is the shelf. So I think that's the widest part of the whole setup. And so you'd want to block it out so you can lag into wherever you needed to. But I'd say 24 inches is sufficient.
All right, let's see here. Rick wants to know, he says, I picked up a 102-piece Craftsman toolkit for the house. Looking to do a tool grid because the case doesn't keep the tools in place. Can the OG support team assist with getting me the best setup?
Yeah, probably. I mean, tool grid's one of those things you just buy a bunch of extra, and then you kind of figure out how it goes. It's not an exact thing. We're going to get it exactly right. You need a bunch of extra stuff, but they can at least get you on the right track. You'd want to buy, it's cheap enough to buy an extra part so you have it, so that way as you're putting together, you can lay out different setups.
All right, I've had a couple questions here regarding Koshimi. Matt wants to know, hey, Matt and Chris, have you had a chance to use the Koshimi Green Star yet? Curious how it stacks up against McGuire's D101.
I think it's a lot more aggressive than D101, but I haven't really used it. I'm not a big APC guy. I don't find myself using it for anything. I want to use it. I just don't, All
right, then Andrew on Facebook says, any more Koshimi coming to the OG store? Do you have any thoughts on Motoplast?
I don't really like it. It's okay. I still think that hyperdressing's better.
All right, last one here. Have you tried out Quick and Shine? From what I saw, it looks like it could be a premium version of Beadmaker.
Yeah, I tried it. I didn't really like it. It felt like they didn't do anything. But I haven't really messed with it all that much. I've used it once.
All right, here's some thoughts on Backsplash for you. Some sheets of stainless steel.
Yeah, I'm trying to get away from that. I thought about that.
Stainless subway tiles. Gray hexagon tiles. All kinds of good stuff here. How about the flat? No, that doesn't have to do with this. But do you like the flat style Swiss tracks? No.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I want it to be clean. I think I'll probably end up doing a white subway tile, rectangular subway tile or something like that.
All right, let's see here. Where was that other question? Oh, yeah. Savage Geese. Lots of people have seen the video, I guess.
Yeah.
That came out earlier today. What were your thoughts on that, how that went?
It's great. Yeah. The video's great. Yeah. The funny part is somebody made this funny comment. So spend all that money, you can't spend tens of dollars to get an alignment. It's not that simple. We live in the middle of nowhere. It's like an all-day affair to go and get an alignment done. So that's why I haven't got it done yet. And then I knew it was driving well enough that I knew that I'm probably going to have to go have it done aligned several times. So I just left it alone for the video. So you can see the steering wheel all crooked and stuff. But we're going to get there. And I'm going to change the motor mounts too. So I got Ted and my mom are up there digging in the attic right now looking for the rear motor mount so I can swap those back to stock.
Yeah, it was a really good video that you could tell they were having fun driving it and riding around it. It was fun. We have a super chat here from Rohan. What do you think of the new 992 GT3?
Yeah, I like it. I called Tom at Porsche Wilmington, North Carolina, and said, put me on the list for a touring, and preferably a paint-to-sample touring. So that's the hope, so that I can get a manual 992 touring version.
Which color? What's the paint to sample? Is that a fancy color that they only
use? Paint to sample. I would do likely Brewster green. Would be I want a green car, or if I can't do paint to sample, the Python green is awesome. So I might just do Python green.
Oh yeah, I like that. Brewster green.
Yeah, it's cool.
Dark green.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. Daniel on Facebook says, "How good do those 12 square feet feel?"
Somebody said it was at $333 per square foot or something like that.
Then someone else said, don't forget it's 10 feet high. So cubic feet.
Yeah.
120 cubic feet.
That's the more value to me is the wall. The wall square footage, is extremely valuable to me. So, and I'm not done spending money on it yet, so it'll be probably, $700 per square foot or something like that. Because I got to put a pressure washer on there, so I got to do some insulation, and I'm doing some sound damping and all kinds of funny stuff I'm going to do to that wall.
All right, Nia White checks in the chat here, says, "Matt, I watched your series on testing pressure washers. Just want to say thanks for saving me money on not buying a crappy pressure washer."
Cool. Shoot Chris an email if anybody needs a K1700. I've got my used one that Michelle used like 3 times. We'll put together a package for OG spec package for it, and basically give you the darn pressure washer for free or something. And
yeah, not just the pressure washer alone. Just spend the $120 to get that cheapos.
Yeah.
The whole deal.
What's HVAC school saying there? What's he got?
Let's see.
Old BO, Brian Orr there is in there.
I use only Roadcaster Pro now. Love them.
Yeah, Brian was too important to come up and shoot an awesome video of the revamping of the garage up at my house.
Yeah, he big timed you.
Yeah, I wanted him to come up there and so we could berate me for this terrible idea, which was to spend so much money. And then one guy's like, you always got to say how much things cost. I'm like, well, yeah, I want to know. Everybody wants to know.
People want to know.
He looks at it as I'm only saying that because I'm trying to sound cool or trying to sound rich or whatever he thinks I'd want to try to sound like. No, you want to know what if I was going to do this, what would it cost me to do it? It cost me $4,000, and I see why, because it was a freaking huge project. So we were there for a solid 2 days working on that thing, gutting all kinds of crap. They had a whole van load full of trash, pulling all that crap out of there. So.
All right, let's see here. Oh, here's a note for Bryce from Brandon S. in the chat. Is the EM1 Civic mod list and story going to be updated on the OG site? It still has the M5 giveaway info. All right, Bryce and Mike, check that out. Let's see here. Question we addressed earlier, but I wanted to go over it again here for EC. Will any of the Milwaukee tools be added to the Civic giveaway? So we're going to have any in the Civic giveaway packages?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, it's just a supply issue at this point. But then someone else asked, will there be other items added throughout the giveaway? The answer to that is yes.
Oh, like what?
Well, if we ever get the press all labels situation straightened out, those will be up there.
Yeah.
So someone asked specifically about that. And yes,
How much money have we made thus far? Have you done any calculations?
Yeah, I sent you I haven't sent it yet. It's in my Friday report, but we still got a ways to go. We'll put it that way.
I'm sure, yeah.
I'll bring it up here in a minute.
Yeah.
John wants to know, do you have any plans for security system for the new house?
No. It's double white trash fancy. You've got 2 gates. I say, come get me. If you can get through the impenetrable walls of those gates, then come get me. There's an jank ADT system, and I got to rip it out and get it off there. There's a big freaking giant junk display. You drop kick it out the front door. You got to take that off.
Brian Orr is chatting again here. He claims that your AC company sucks. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see. OG spec audio interface is Universal Audio Apollo. Don't you have one of those?
Yeah, it freaking doesn't work for squat. I hate that thing. It's a software nightmare. The thing just glitch crazy. But again, it's probably just one. It's one tool, and they're having a problem. They haven't updated the software for whatever Mojave or what is the new
Big Sur.
Yeah, Big Sur. So they get this freaking error, and the thing just sits there spinning all the time, and it locks up my computer all the time. But yeah, I mean the UA, which one was I going to get? Apollo 12 or something like that was what I was planning on getting. But yeah, the Roadcaster is just so much simpler.
All right, Michael Busby has a good question here. I know you chatted yesterday, the day before, about this. Will the custom OG Rupez polisher be available again?
Yeah, we're working on that. I&D's way behind. So all of you who bought it, they're trying to get it done. So hang tight. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, so if you have ordered one already, it's in the works. But going forward, I think is what you want to know. Will they be available again?
Yes, we're going to be making like a really even like an even better solution than what we did for the giveaway. It's going to be really cool. So yeah, it's going to come in this cool case and everything. It's going to be pretty sick.
All right, Ridiculous on Instagram says, Matt, what are the biggest pros and cons between the AR630 and the Comet? Which is more serviceable? How about longevity compared to Crenzola? Not worried about looks, more worried about longevity because I'm getting sick of my Ryobi.
The AR is a whole lot more serviceable. You can service the Comet to some extent, but it's really not designed to be serviced. You have to take it all apart. Where the AR, you just pop the drain plug and you can pull the front of the thing off and change the seals and stuff like that. The AR has more output, but then the AR requires more power too. You need a 20 amp circuit for it. So if I have to choose one or the other, I'm going to pick the AR if I have all the right conditions. The Comet you'd really only buy for convenience. You're trying to keep costs down. You want to get something that does about 2 gallons a minute. Comes with a hose and everything. I'm not a big fan of buying the Comet and buying all the modifications for it, like a new hose reel and hose and all that stuff. I would prefer to just go all in and get a Crenzola, of course. But the AR does have more output. The AR is I liken it to, it's like a Camaro. Has a lot of output, goes real fast and straight line. Not as elegant as a Crenzola, but certainly gets the job done. The Crenzola is like the Porsche. And so the AR is a good solid option for save yourself it's $300 less or something like that.
All right, CJ here in the chat says, in the Microfiber 3.0 video, you mentioned you don't like washing your towels. Do you have issues with leaving wet towels in your hamper?
I don't. No. I just leave them, throw them in a pile in the bottom of my cabinet, and I generally don't. Other than maybe they smell a little funky until you wash them. But yeah, no, I tend to just pile them all together and haven't had any issues with that, other than cockroaches getting in there and scaring the crap out of me when I go grab all the towels together and a cockroach is crawling up your neck or something. I shouldn't have that as much in the new house because I'm not in the woods anymore.
All right, Tom C wants to know, can you give us any insight about upcoming videos? You got any wash and chats scheduled?
I don't really have anything scheduled, but we got a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to go do a Civic alignment. I just scheduled that. We got to do a Civic video showing all the costs. I've got to do a coating refresh video on the Civic. I do need to wash every single car, so we'll start doing some wash and talk stuff. Just to top it all off, it rained a couple of times last week, and my new house, all the water pulls up in a giant lake right in the washing area where my freaking car is going to be washed. So now I got to figure that out. There's a drain there. I'm hoping the French drain is just clogged. But literally 3 inches of water just pulls up right in the bottom of the driveway. You got to be freaking kidding me. So, yeah, I got to fix that. I don't know if I have to rip the driveway up and do something. I don't know what I got to do, but I'm going to fix it. So yeah, lots of washing, lots of talking, lots of videos, lots of stuff coming up.
All right, we have a suggestion here in the chat about your gimbal setup here. A couple people seconded this. So Brandon says DJI Osmo Mobile 4 gimbal with iPhone 12 or S21 Ultra equals 4K awesomeness.
Yeah.
So I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds cool.
I shoot way too many videos to be shooting on an iPhone.
All right, Ty wants to know, what garage door opener are you going with? Are the LiftMaster 8500 and Chamberlain RJ070 the same? Doing a complete home/garage remodel as well. Very interested in your build.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet. I just called a roll-up door company. Somebody sent me an email and reminded me that I should call them and talk to them about it. I've been looking at CHI insulated doors and then having some sort of powder-coated tracks. Somebody sent me an email, made a message, or responded to or made a comment on the YouTube video talking about some company that sells powder-coated rails. Would be kind of sick. So I think I'll probably end up doing powder-coated rails, high lift. They go all the way up to the ceiling, and insulated CHI doors, and then a LiftMaster 8500s.
All right, Chris Kim chimes in with a little zinger here. He says PTS, that's the paint thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matt's going to spend $18K for white.
It might be a little different white.
Dove white.
Special white, yeah.
Dominic says he's looking to build an OG spec desk setup. Did you consider Dyne Audio LYD 7s without a sub?
Yes. Yeah. I have LYD 5s because the 7s are big. You need a lot of room. So I have LYD 5s, and then the, what are the stuff? What's it called? S9, I think the sub is. So I do have the sub. But, yeah, you can definitely get away with that, and it sounds great.
All right, we got a super chat here from Maurizio. He says, just dropping by to wish you guys a great weekend. Thanks for the amazing moving vlogs. Excited to see the garage getting dialed in. So thanks, Maurizio. That's
thanks. Cool. Yeah, I figured people would like it. It'll be like it even more if it wasn't so freaking jumpy. So I'm gonna square that away, and then like I said, I'm gonna start sharing some more home stuff as I put stuff together. And people are so angry, like, why would you spend so much money on a place like that? I said, well, if I'm gonna live there for freaking 1 minute, I want it to be nice. I want it to work. And the house cost me 1/5 of what the other house is going to cost me. So I'm rich as heck right now. I can buy whatever I want. Feel like it anyway, I have no bills. I'm going to buy me a frickin' Sub-Zero, and I don't care if I get my money back on it. And so I'm telling you, man, I like this place. I feel so, I don't know, it feels simple. It just feels so much more attainable. Everything I've been doing has been so aspirational that it feels good to just... Today I'm going to work on this room and I'm going to get it done. And if somebody comes and gives me a quote for $4,000, I can swing it, versus, man, I'm going to take out a credit card and hope that I can, hope I can pay for this. And it just feels good to be able to do that. And then I'm going to make the house really freaking nice. And who knows, I might keep it and rent it. So I paid $400,000 for it. I'll probably be $500 into it by the time I'm done. The garage will pay for all of that, so it really doesn't matter. The garage project of me spending money to do the mini split and the air conditioner will give people ideas. But when I do cabinets, people will buy cabinets, and then I'll be doing tool grid in there, and I'll be selling tool grid, and I'll be selling flooring, and I'll be selling Cree lighting. We'll be selling garage doors eventually, and lifts, and all the stuff that we're going to do to it. So I'm going to spend all this money on it. Even if I moved out of it a year from now, to me it's worth it. It's fun, the project, the chase. Money means nothing to me. I have no relationship to it at all, other than it gets me cool stuff. And I don't have to have cool stuff, but I like it. And so having this very attainable project is really motivating and exciting to me. And so that's why I'm buying a Sub-Zero fridge, and I decided to get all new appliances because I like appliances. You don't have to be a chef to like a nice stove. I just like it.
All right.
So that's the plan.
This came in an email from Hank McGauley, and this has come up from a few people who are excited about you going down the path of boats.
That dream is dead.
Yeah. Is there any chance Matt will move ahead with testing and selling boat detailing products?
No chance. Zero. Yep. Done. I already sent it all back.
All right, there you go, Hank. Sorry. I have a boat and was looking forward to Matt doing what he does best, telling us what we want.
Yeah. Nope. No boats. At least not now.
Although
boats are shelved.
If all the rain keeps raining, you might have a spot for it there in your driveway. You can just park it right there.
Yep. Yeah, no boats, man. I sent it all back, and I was kind of excited to chase that project, and but yeah, I didn't want a boat. It was just kind of happening. So now I can keep that one. I'm never getting a boat. I can keep the whole of that one. Just like I'm never getting a dog. Freaking, I'm doing the Zoom call with my business owner group on Wednesday. And the freaking dog's going crazy. I'm like, I've been adamantly against chopping his nuts off. Right? I don't want to chop his nuts off. Why would you do that? Well, he's going freaking crazy. He's running back and forth. I'm like, we're chopping this dog's nuts off. I don't know what he was doing. Well, it turned out he had to take a crap. So he I'm sitting there, look over to the left, and he's looking at me, and then all I see is the squat, and I didn't even say anything. I'm like talking on this thing, and I see that it just drops a steaming diarrhea pile right in the middle of the kitchen. So he's trying to get my attention, like, bro, I don't want to crap in the house, but I've got to go. And so this freaking dog, and then the other night, you guys saw, we did the freaking fence, right? So we get the fence, the invisible fence,
right?
And he's the dude's freaking smart. So he waits. He's in the house because you're not supposed to let him out unless you take him out on a leash, as you're training him on the stupid fence. Well, he won't go anywhere near the fence because he knows where the fence is because there's freaking flags everywhere. So he won't do any of the things we're supposed to be doing. And so he won't go near the fence until I open the garage door, and he's waiting for me. I've been in and out of the garage 15 times. The 16th time, he goes out the garage door. So I'm like, oh, shoot, here we go again. So he goes out into the driveway. I'm like, shoot, Chase, come in here. First he goes in the driveway, try to close the garage door. The garage door comes down. He goes, bang, runs right under it, trips the sensors, garage door goes back up. So I grab some treats. I'm like, Chase, here's some pepperonis or whatever those things are called. He looks at me, and he looks out in the driveway, looks at me, and then he takes a few more steps, and then he goes out to where the fence is, and then bang, gone, off like a shot, running down the road. I go get on my bike, and I start trying to get him. I got the freaking leash. I got my bike. I've got my freaking shoe, my bare feet, no shoes on, and I'm on Michelle's bike. I'm going to look for him. All the neighbors are pointing me because now it's become a thing where everybody knows this freaking dog is gone. And he's going to find new areas of the neighborhood. It's a giant neighborhood. And so when you chase him, he thinks you're chasing him. So you're just freaking following him forever. But if I don't, he's not going to know how to get back home. He's going to get hit by a car or something like that. So Kate's at home by herself. She doesn't know where I'm at. And I'm thinking, well, I'll get him in a little bit. And I went 4 miles. 4 freaking miles of him crazy sniffing every single house along the way, running back and going to the back porch, and every house that has a dog, you can tell he's going nuts. We're going to cut that dog's nuts off for sure. So the throat shock thing doesn't do squat. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So this freaking dog is not supposed to be my dog. And I'm here trying to do these home projects, shoot these videos, working the AC guys. I'm chasing the dog, diarrhea, stomping my freaking kitchen floor. I'm cleaning it up with paper towels, gagging. It's like this freaking disaster.
Welcome to the normie life.
What is it? Yeah. What is it? Oh,
that's funny.
Like, why subject yourself to this nonsense for a dog? I like that dog. But I don't like cleaning up steaming diarrhea piles in my kitchen, scrubbing it out of the grout.
He tried to give you the heads up.
Yeah. God dang. We can't talk. I don't know what he wants. Ugh.
And Nick has a question here. Do the press-all bottle sprayers work with Koshimi EU? Or does OG have a suggested sprayer for this or not? Recommended using a sprayer on this product?
I don't know. I haven't tried anything with that. I suspect it'd probably eat through it. But I haven't tried it. Give it a shot. Let me know how it turns out.
All right, let's see. Here's another question that's timely. Photoboy310 on Instagram. Are you still working with Viper Chair about a stool with a smaller diameter base?
Yeah. I have the 26 diameter, so we're going to do 23 diameter with a tool tray. The other option is going to be you can buy it with just the tool tray and not the footstool thing, which would get rid of quite a bit of bulk, take it down to like 18 inches, I believe. But I've got my prototype coming and shipped. Should be in a couple of days.
All right. Audi S5 says, hey, Matt, just purchased a Griot's G9 polisher. Mm-hmm. Looking to do paint correction on my Audi S5, light scratches. Can you suggest a compound/polish combo and pad?
Yeah, microfiber cutting pad from Meguiar's and a Jescar correction compound. Then on Audi, I'd probably do white, but who knows? But I mean, I would do a white pad with perfect finish as your second step. So you're gonna want a 2-step. You won't have to, but you'll want to.
All right. Xantonin says, Matt, with all the recent and future house modifications, how has it been dealing with the HOA? Have you had any issues yet? Did you have to submit changes, etc.?
No, I don't plan on submitting anything. I'm just going to hope for forgiveness. I don't plan on doing anything that would really require any HOA thing other than just pulling weeds and cleaning it up. I don't know if you're supposed to submit if you change a bush. We're just going to make it look nice and clean. I don't think anybody's going to be upset about what we're going to do. I guess the only thing, I'm going to want to do some paver adjustments to the to the front door there. But again, it's not like a major change. You're probably supposed to if you get new garage doors, but I don't plan on submitting that. The doors are going to look identical. They're not even going to know the difference. We'll have them in and out in a day, so I mean they're going to be like the same color and everything. So they just might look a little different from the exterior.
All right, we got a couple folks asking about Adam LZ. If you're going to help him outfit his new shop, Patrick.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going down there March 2nd, so we're trying to book an appointment to go out and look at it before he closes on the facility. So I might try to get down there while I'm there. We'll go check it out.
All right, Detailer Jeff has a good comment here. He says, Matt will do PTS Harbor Gray Flat. Is that an option?
Yep.
There you go. Let's see. Peter wants to know, even though you don't do goals, what are your goals for Obsessed Garage in 2021, and what big changes do you expect over the next 5 years? It's kind of a big question, right?
Yeah, I don't know. My goal is to save a bunch of money. That's what I want to do. Every penny's gone back into this thing, and so the goal would be to make myself the last little bulletproof thing I need to do is, save a bunch of money, and so hopefully I can extract a couple $1 million out of the business and put it aside. That way I can always make payroll. I can always do improvements. I can, buy the building that I want to buy and stuff like that. So, that's the goal this year. But, we have hundreds of products that I'm going to develop. I want to have garage doors. I've been talking to the guys from Magic Stairs, VersaLift, garage door openers. We're going to have to figure that out. Lighting is a big project. So again, I don't really have a time frame or goal for any of this stuff. I'd like to be in Canada working on that toward the end of this year. So Canada would be a big thing I'd like to chase. But we're going to be solidifying either the building next door in the Arn building or my other building. So we're going to be operating out of multiple buildings. That'll be a big thing. So I want to be operating and efficient there. So a lot of stuff, but this is a lifetime pursuit. So I don't really have any yearly goals. I just do things as they come up.
All right, your mention of how much the home cost set off some chatter here from people in New York City, California, and Toronto area. Evidently, $400K doesn't get you much there.
Yeah, it's $410.
Yeah, move to Florida. We got lots of $400,000 houses.
2,500 square feet. You could get more for $400K if you go, outside of a community. I sold my house for $1 million and bought that for $400,000. I was buying a house that was $1.9 million. So buying a Sub-Zero fridge doesn't seem like all that big of a deal now. All I did was just take the equity out of my other house and put it on the new house, plus a few bucks, and I'm done. I'm not a huge proponent of having not having a mortgage, but whatever. It's nice. It feels good. My monthly expense, just the yard maintenance went from $1,000 a month to $200, and my electric bill went from $600 or $700, $400 to $700 a month to probably $100. So a big significant difference in cost, and I'm enjoying that simplicity. Plus, I have a freaking garage, which is awesome.
All right, let's see here. Michelle chimed in. Let me get to that here. Where'd it go? Michelle from Lady Lake says, "So Maddie, I was cleaning floors today, and I hear a knock on the door.
Yeah.
Well, I met a new neighbor. She brought Chase back.
Oh Lord!
I guess he got out again." Let's see. We have a super chat here. Oh, there's a hashtag starting out. Hashtag Normie Stories. People are enjoying your stories. Tony M sent a $4.99 super chat and with nothing in it. So thanks, Tony M. Let's see. Yoshi has a super chat here for $50. Will Matt be dialing in the lawn himself now that it's a manageable size?
No. Nope.
Well, he's waiting, he says, for the Ego Lawnmower drone videos with dubstep. Also, happy birthday to Dallas O, our Canadian friend. I hope he sees the light soon and Ella swaps his stinky old RX-7.
Yeah, I will not be taking.
You're not going to be mowing the lawn yourself?
I am not doing that. No, that'll be the last. As the wheels fall off, and as I head toward despair and the gutter
Bankruptcy.
someday. Yeah, bankruptcy and all that. The last thing I'll be paying for will be yard maintenance.
That's good. Let's see. Ramon has this is good here. A few episodes back, you mentioned keeping your home temp at 72 always.
Mm-hmm.
My wife wanted you to know she was not pleased. We're not the Rockefellers.
I don't know. What does that mean?
I guess 72 is low.
Well, yeah.
Running all the time.
I'm running it at 70. I changed that to make it even worse for you. But, I mean, the house is super efficient. So, I mean, I'm going to have like a $120 electric bill. It's going to be great. Roll it. I'm going to be 68. I'm going to be bumping it down a degree all the time. Just leave it alone. I'm just playing with this thing and trying to program it when you're there and not there. I don't want to jerk around with any of that crap. Just leave it.
All right, Jason wants to know, speaking of buildings, when's the blowout yarn sale? Not yet, Jason.
Yeah, we haven't heard from her yet. She's probably second guessing her choice. So hopefully she still wants to do it and we can get in there because I want to do it right now.
Yeah, for those of you not aware, the building next door, we call it the yarn building because the lady who works there is the yarn lady. It says yarn across the front.
Giant yarn sign. I don't know how she got that approved.
And her license plate just says yarn, YARN. So yeah, we're trying to get the yarn lady's building.
Just 3,200 square feet of yarn. Like nothing but yarn. And books on yarn.
Magazines on yarn.
Magazines on yarn. And then, displays on pieces and parts for yarn. And, and those little circle wooden thingies that they put yarn in.
I don't know what that is.
And they have workshop for yarn.
Yeah, there's always a group over there learning how to yarn.
And then all kinds of like stuff that they've made out of yarn. Yeah.
She's probably on her yarn podcast right now talking about us.
Yeah.
We have all this crap next door. Let's see. Espen says hi from cold and slushy Norway.
Yeah. I don't want that cold.
Matt, can you please rant about Ammo NYC pivoting bottles when you were done? Say something about what Koshkimi products you were looking forward to trying out.
Yeah, those pivot bottles, I think I talked about this last week. Was it last week? We didn't do last week, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm glad that there are companies that are working on, different designs and things like that. But that guy reached out a while back, sent me an email. He probably sent it to all the YouTube people, and it seemed like an interesting thing, something that they're doing like a Kickstarter and stuff on. I don't know if Larry's selling them. I think he may have just put them and tested them out. I'm not sure. Maybe he is selling them. I don't know. But it didn't appeal all that much to me. But he sent me an NDA, and then I signed the NDA, and then he sent me back the NDA and said, "Oh shoot, I sent you the wrong NDA." So then but it wasn't like an NDA that I could just sign. I had to try to figure out. He sent me to some crude thing. I had to try to reformat into a PDF, and then it's a big pain in the butt to get it reformatted. Then he sent me the third one, and then he's like, "Well, this one you missed this spot," and I'm like, "Dude, just send me the frickin' bottles." He didn't like that, so I never got the bottles. So I don't know. Just freaking annoyed. Like I just send me just bottles. We're so freaking secretive. It's like this big secrets for some stupid spray bottle. Just send it to me, and I'll tell you in 10 seconds if I like it or not. And so I never got them. So.
All right, Scott has a good question here for you in the chat. I'm going to start building out my Milwaukee power tools. Which 3 would you recommend to get me started?
First one is if you're working on cars, would be the mid-torque impact. That's number 1. But if you're not working on cars a lot, then you want to get the combo for home use, right? And so I would get an M12 drill, the M12 drill driver. I forget what the model number is. And then I would get an M12 quarter-inch hex impact. So those are my 3 favorites. Because you use those for driving screws and all that stuff. And then from there, you're going to want like M18 versions of those, and then you kind of keep working through the stuff. I actually just finished the spreadsheet of the hierarchy of what basic, advanced, and ultimate will look like, and I made a video sharing, sort of the process on Inside the Hex. So if you're a Hex member, go check that out. Yeah, it's been a big process. Who is that?
Let's see. Oh, Michelle's back in the chat here. People are telling her not to wash the dog in the sink. And she claims that she bleaches and washes the sink here or something like that. Oh, Michelle.
The freaking dog licks my face. So what do I care? Wash him in the sink. Whatever.
Chino says $400K will get you a studio apartment in Waikiki.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound very fun. Let's see. Oh, Ken Jeeper says Ryan. He's the one who should be mowing your lawn. That's what Ryan's for. Make him mow the lawn.
I don't want it all janky. Yeah, I never mowed my parents never let me mow my lawn or our lawn either. So I don't plan on doing that.
All right, what's the latest? Do you have an update? Zooropa wants to know on the garage giveaway winner. Have we heard from Emmanuel? Is he enjoying it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was probably referring to the most recent garage giveaway winner. Sorry.
Yeah, so we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but he has what's his name again?
Voot.
Taylor Voot. Yeah. So Taylor won the garage, and he's securing. I think he's in the process of closing on the lot, and then he's going to build the garage first. So they're buying a larger lot in Delaware, and so what they're going to do is they're going to build the garage. So I think it's like 1,600 square feet is what he's planning, and then we're probably 9 months to 12 months out. I told him, look, we'll do it whenever, and so we're good to go on that. So he did choose the garage, and then we sent Tim out his detailing package.
We haven't sent him out all the goodies yet. No, we're waiting on you to do that video where you pull everything off the shelf.
Okay,
you've been occupied here.
All right,
but we can if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's see, from Fatty Butt 96, one of my favorites here. Hey Matt, my car is coated and kept outside year round. I was just frozen in Houston for the last few days. Should I compound and recoat or play it by ear, so to say?
Yeah, I mean, if your coating is getting super contaminated and you're starting to notice all kinds of scratching and marring, then yeah, I mean maybe in the spring, which will be in like a month for you. So I'm sure this is kind of a weird little time there in Texas. I don't think this has happened very often in history. If ever, then so I would just kind of wait till then and do it.
What is the OG spec towel from wiping up dog diarrhea?
Bounty.
Paper towel.
Bounty. Yeah.
Okay. Eric has a super chat here, $5. We know how Matt feels about gloss vinyl wraps.
Ugh.
But how does he feel about matte wraps? I've had mine for 2 years. No scratches or other problems.
I don't like those either.
So just no wraps. Period.
Yeah, no wraps. Buy a freaking car the color you want. And call it a day.
Oh, and that was Eric, our banner guy, by the way. He's the one who makes our banners for us.
Oh, yeah, that's why he likes it wrapped. Of course. He's trying to sell some wraps. Get out of here, Eric. We don't want that junk.
Funny. Yeah, by the way, there is a new banner up in the OG store for the Civic giveaway. So it's a Civic-specific banner. So if you haven't seen that yet, you might want to go check that out. It's got some weird...
You were like, how do I enter? Like, it's freaking... Never mind. Just go to obsessedgarage.com and start clicking around. You'll eventually find yourself there.
All right, we had a vote here. They said if you like Brewster green, you like Underberg green. That looks kind of the same. Is that different?
British Racing green is also similar.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Any update on the press-all labels? Yes, they're supposedly...
We got them, and they didn't have the finish we needed because they were apparently water-soluble, which is no good for a spray bottle. Yeah, the story of pursuit. This is why companies keep their mouths shut and don't tell you anything, because nothing ever happens at the speed at which you want it done.
All right, let's see. Spax MC on Instagram says, gentlemen, I'm looking at getting a FineLab 5-year ceramic coating after getting my car paint corrected. What is the self-healing option about? Have you used the brand before? What is your opinion of it? Is there a specific coating for paint versus PPF?
Yeah, I think their product is super legit. They were the first, I believe, to have any kind of self-healing properties. I don't believe it's super simple to install. I think it's harder to work with, from what I understand, which is why you would a pro would have figured out all that stuff. But I think that I think you'll do well with that. It's a good coating.
We have a couple questions here in the chat about magic stairs. What's the ballpark price on magic stairs?
They're a little less than $4,000. A lot less money than I thought they would be.
What's that? That's what gets you up to the attic? Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah. So you cut it like basically an extended hole, for in comparison to what a normal attic hole would look like, and it's MAJIC.
Ooh, that'd be different.
Yeah, and then it's like it's at an angle where you don't look, you can like walk up like normal stairs. See how it's like you're not like holding on for dear life as you're coming down these little these stairs that you and I outweigh the maximum capacity and hope that we make it. Yeah, hope we can make it up and down. So that's the cool part about it. They're made here in Ocala.
Really?
I talked to the guy yesterday. Did some hard selling. Yeah.
That's cool.
I may have even said a few, like, I'm the guy. So, I'm literally going to change this guy's life. Like, how do you tell somebody that? And he doesn't believe a word I'm saying. I'm like, I just want to buy them. Let me just buy them, and I just need you to allow me to make a video while you're doing it. And then I want to become a dealer.
Interesting.
I don't want anything for free. I don't want any secret favors. I just want you to consider allowing me to sell them. He's like, well, these are pretty complicated. I said, I know. Everything we do is complicated. And, yeah.
Let me see. I wonder if I know the guy. I'll have to look him up and see.
Ron something or other was his name.
All right, let me get back to this. Jonathan wants to know, is there a good product to neutralize salt that inevitably is getting inside of my frame rails as this Indiana winter continues? I drive a Jeep TJ, and frame rust is a real concern if not cared for.
Yeah, I think there's some products that do that. I think Larry's, one of his products does that, some sort of, what's that thing? It's called Boost, I think, or something like that. So check out Ammo NYC and look at, I think the product's called Boost for helping counteract salt. But there's also salt-specific products, but I'm not the guy for that. We don't have salt issues here, so I haven't become an expert in those issues.
All right, Tony M wants to know, how do you randomize the giveaways? Is it a computer program?
Yeah, I mean, before we were just using a simple random number generator, but now it's called
looking at it.
Something or other. It's an app that Bryce helped develop with the app developer.
Viral Sweep.
Yeah, it's called Viral Sweep, which is an app built on the back of Shopify. The main thing, what we had to do in the beginning is we had to export all the people's purchases and then create a spreadsheet and then cut and paste that data into a just simple random number generator online. Well, now that's all built into one platform where it pulls in all the people's information. We have to then manually pull in all the inside the hex people and all the mail-in entries, and then then you click the button and it creates a randomly generated outcome. And, you have to be able to, if somebody were to audit you, you'd have to be able to prove all of that stuff. And so we have a very specific, process that we follow that we can repeat and demonstrate.
All right, let's see. What is a good used car convertible that will be used as a third car for under $15K? Anderson wants to know here.
S2000 or Miata, I would think.
All right, let's see here. Go back to this one for a second. Hi, Matt and Chris. It's from our buddy Don't Skip Pudding across the pond. Been loving the new house content lately. Probably enjoyed it more than I should. Matt, is there any requirement to lubricate the various quick-release pressure washer fittings? I'm okay with just replacing them as needed, but wondered whether some maintenance would be a good idea.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't hurt. Use Vaseline on the O-rings, I guess you could use, what is that stuff called? It's like the oilless silicone spray of some sort. I don't know. I've never actually serviced mine, so I'm not sure. But yeah, it certainly would be smart to keep them from seizing up. You use some sort of lubricant on the bearings and stuff like that. But I'm not sure what to tell you what to use. But it would probably make them last darn near forever if you took care of them. I usually just pump them and get a new one out.
All right, he also says, on a completely different subject, I collected a brand new truck a few weeks back and thought of you. Due to COVID restrictions, I was just given the keys. No dealer BS to put up with. Best new car collection I've ever experienced. So things are changing. Update on the Model 3, the Nerd 3 after a couple months. What are you thinking?
The stuff's starting to roll in. Wheels should be here soon. They were at Kyle told me they were at Powder Coat. Kyle Martin from Vossen. The brakes are here. The only thing I'm waiting for now is the body kit from I&D, which I've pushed back because I got them working on the polishers instead, and the suspension. I need the actual coilovers. I'm waiting on those.
All right, let's see. Our buddy Luke Anders here on Instagram says, just ordered some methods mounted and balanced from Tire Rack.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the 2 video series you've done on them.
Make sure to check your pressures because they send them to you at like 80 PSI or something crazy. Bring those suckers down. But isn't it nice? You just bolt them on. You don't have to go anywhere and try to lug these things around. That's freaking awesome.
All right, let's see. Chris Herman on Facebook says, what process would you suggest when needing to reapply a fresh layer of EXO V4? I have a feeling you'll say to just polish the coating off and start from scratch.
Yep.
Thanks for the great content as always. Can't wait to see what's coming the rest of the year.
Yeah, I don't like to mess with it unless I'm just going to polish it off and start over.
All right, our buddy Henri from across the pond here says, Matt, any chance you could do an Inside the Hex video, a regular video, on how you've organized your Sonic cabinets?
Ooh, I need some help there. I guess we have so much stuff coming in and out of this place that I'm always reorganizing them. But that is a major project that when we split the facilities up, I'm going to take that on because we'll have some more cabinets, so I don't have it so packed. And I'm also going to learn a lot of things at my garage at my house, so that we work on some organization solutions for the Milwaukee tools and stuff like that. So I'm going to be digging in deep on organization here in the next 6 months.
All right, we have some suggestions here in the chat. Silicone grease, plumber's grease for O-rings.
Yep.
And then fluid film for the Jeep guy. And then Sean says, Ammo NYC Boost Winter Wash is an additive that goes with soap. It works very well for salt and reducing rust from forming.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yep.
Let's see. Henry says, what are the chances of the 458 happening? A couple questions about that now.
I don't know. Maybe. I really wanted that 997.1, the pumpkin, the orange one. Went for $215 on Bring a Trailer. I really wanted that. Ooh, I wanted that, but it's just not the right time. So I'm on the hunt for an E46, maybe a 997 GT3. Somebody just sent me one, like a 30,000 mile 997 GT3. They want 190 something thousand for it. If I'm going to spend that much, I'd rather have an RS.
Well, Supercars of Calgary on Instagram says, why not get a Speciale instead of finding perfect examples of both the E46 M3 and the 997.2 GT3? Is it purely because of how much money the Speciale cost?
Yep.
Maybe something exciting and different from the Porsches and BMWs you've owned over the years.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main reason why I'd get it. I don't know. I'm kind of in this project of moving buildings and getting the house set up, building the garage, and then maybe we'll get another car, unless I find like a really great, E46.
All right, let's see. Eric from Instagram says, Matt, what is your opinion on using your Decon soap / cleaner as a maintenance wheel soap to remove brake dust and grime?
Yeah, I just find that I don't need anything special when I'm doing wheel cleaning. Plus, because they're coated. Plus, the brake buster is quite a bit more alkaline than the Decon soap, so it does a better job at removing that kind of stuff.
All right, let's see. Craig has a super chat here for 5, whatever those are, English pounds, I think. For us mountain bike people, any thoughts on doing a video on DIY lower leg service on your Yeti suspension forks? Fox 34.
Yeah, I don't really know how to do that, but my guy could, and we could make a video on that. But my my bike is not getting worked out. Although I suspect the front, the forks will last for the life of the bike. So I don't know. But there is some bike maintenance stuff that I'd love to start to get into. That's a little further along project, because when I build my garage like that, if I build a house, I would have like a bike area with. I think it'd be cool to have. And then I would start to get into those kind of projects and things like that. That's what's so cool about this pursuit I have in life, is that it'll be never ending. I'll always have stuff to talk about and learn about, and and always have people that tell me I'm doing it wrong, and that's the spice of life.
All right, Captain Awesome wants to know, is CSL Exo safe on rubber trim?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it works really well on that.
All right, let's see. Anthony wants to know, how much is it going to be to install the lift in your new house, cutting into the concrete, etc.? Any idea on that?
I think Mike and I are probably going to do that. I don't know if we'll mix up the darn concrete in a barrel, or if we just have a concrete contractor. I got to talk to Mike about how we're going to do that. He seemed to think pretty confident we can knock it out. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but my guess is a couple $1,000. It won't be that much.
All right, let's see. Chris Lindsay says, I really like the Creed downlighting you installed during the move-in. Which model did you end up going with, or which model do you recommend?
So I got CR6T, and I bought the 3 different variants. So there's an 825 lumen kit. These are 6-inch size. There's an 825, there's a 1100, and then there's a 1600 lumen. And so I'm going to put the 1600 lumens in the family room, because it's a little bit higher, and that's in the that coffered ceiling, I think it's called. And then there's only 4 of them. And so I'm going to do 1100 in the kitchen. I'm doing 825s in like the bathrooms, like in the shower areas, where they put some goofy, vapor version of a light. You can't freaking see anything. And then the 1600s in the living room. But they're a CR6T. I've only found one place on the planet that has them. It's at 1000bulbs.com. ObsessedGarage.com will have them very soon, likely. And I'll be sharing with them, people how they work and how they do. And so the CR6T is quite a bit lighter and even a little bit simpler to install, because it has a pigtail versus a CR6, which you have to adjust the height of the E26 ballast, or the E26 socket, I should say. So the CR6Ts I found are identical in output and quality, but they do have higher output versions, which are nice, because the CR6s have a big heat sink on them. They look like they're higher quality, but apparently they're really not. They're just a little bit older design, and those are capped at 825 lumens, so they come in 600 and 825. But you want 3000 Kelvin. I'm telling you, if you go to 3500, it's going to feel a little bit too white. And so 3000 in the house is incredible. And you could err on the side of, let me do all 1600s or all 1100s everywhere and just do dimmers, and you can adjust how much light you want. That's something to consider.
All right, let's see.
Yes, I will stock the 4-inch lights as well.
Boost Lee says he watched the Savage Geese Civic video this morning. Awesome video as usual. Did they review any other cars in your fleet?
Yeah, they did some M3 stuff, so they'll have another video with that in the next month or so.
All right, Finney Abraham says, if an opportunity came, would you get a 911R?
It's just so much money for that car. When it's not. It is better than a touring, but I'd be inclined to get a touring instead.
Well, here you go. This was just suggested to us. I don't know if this fits your. It's 2004 Porsche 911, 6,800 miles.
Yeah, that is a
996.
Yeah, I don't want a 996.
Only 6,800 miles. Somebody else can have that one. Let's see here. Guy B32 says, do you have any nosy neighbors just yet about your garage and home based on being in a community versus secluded land?
Not yet. I mean, everybody's super, super cool. I think they're going to be going nuts over when they see this garage when they get it done. because it's like it's like one of the main little areas of the community. It's like a main cut through that people come through. And I think that it's going to be beaming white, bright light, and it's crazy cabinets and cars sitting out there. It's going to be pretty sick. It'll be fun. I'll certainly probably end up selling some garages to some people in the neighborhood.
All right, let's see. Bob says, Chris, have you driven any of Matt's vehicles besides the Raptor? I'm sure you've driven that many times. I drove the Raptor and the GT350. That's it. I haven't driven any of the other ones. They just seem so small to me. I don't want to get in the Civic. I sat in there once. That was enough. I don't need to drive that. Let's see. We have a super chat here from Addison. Hey, Matt, I'm trying to wash my cars at home, but my PPM is at 1,300. Any recommendations on water filtration or something?
Yeah, I think you're going to want to do like a whole home, filtration system first, and then add some supplemental deionization as well on top of that. But yeah, that's brutal right there. Jeez, you couldn't just do a DI filter. You'd be blowing through it in like 1 wash or 2 washes. So you need to get that, you need to get that mineral content, knocked down quite a bit.
All right, Don wants to know, is there an update on you and TJ Hunt doing something with his garage?
Yeah, TJ's going to send me the plans of what they can fit. He just texted me the other day, so I've got to follow up with him on that. I did follow up. He's got to follow up with me with the plans.
All right, Stymie says, given Matt's previous life, is he following the lead of Michael Saylor and Elon Musk by adding Bitcoin to the OG reserves?
No, I haven't.
No.
Yeah, I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I'm sure I'll own some of it in the form of, because now I think a lot of mutual funds and stuff like that are starting to buy some of it. So I'm sure I'll own some of it, but I doubt I'll, open my own. Where do you go to get that? It's like Coin Hub or whatever. What's the main? There's one main coin provider that you get your wallet from, your digital wallet from.
Somebody will tell us here in the chat.
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
Let's see. Drew has a good question about your new house here. Have you ever considered finishing your attic? Not sure how roomy it is up there, but considering you guys don't have basements in Florida, maybe cool to have a 2-story obsessed garage.
No, it's tiny. It's only like 4.5 feet high, something like that. So it's got attic trusses, but I want to have access there so I can keep like my oil drain pan up there and go up and down relatively quickly and as painlessly as possible.
There you go, Coinbase,
yeah.
All right, let's see. Our buddy Brian Deal is chiming in. He says 4-inch lighting, which I think you referred to. Supposedly it's
4-inch lighting is more popular in a lot of areas of the world, but yeah, we'll definitely have 4-inch for sure. And so I'm narrowing it down with the help of Chris Buckaloo, which you'll see him in videos at some point here. His like 30 years of knowledge, but he stays very current. And what we're doing is we're taking all this commercial lighting and then using it in the house. And then he has there's some cool residential stuff. So I think that I'm going to become a pretty decent source for the lighting stuff, because all the good lighting, you've got to go to like a lighting architect or whatever they call those people. And, where do you even find those people? It's like that information should be online. So I'm going to put it there.
All right, let's see. Henry wants to know, hey, Matt, what are your thoughts on hand polishing?
Yeah, it's kind of a waste of time now with you only hand polish if you absolutely have to, like some tight area just doesn't do as well as, as a machine. You just can't get the same result.
We have some folks here excited that Mike's going to be back on the channel. Do you have a time frame yet as to when he's going to come down?
I'm waiting to find out about, a lot of the products. I already have the Swiss tracks. I already have the tools. I already have the Milwaukee stuff. I need cabinets. Chris is coming on Tuesday next week to help me pick the lighting. So we'll get the lighting ordered. So the lighting will probably be pretty quick. My contractor came out today to do the Iceland. Of course, the air conditioning's already done. And so I want to have most of the stuff, the plumbing done, and I want to have the water heater out of there, and then I got to order a air compressor and stuff like that. So that's what I'm working on.
All right, and then Inyowns, sorry if I mispronounced that. He was the one asking about 4 inches. He said because 6 inches is his entire ceiling space in New York City. So.
Yeah, the 4-inch stuff is nice too. So.
All right, that bearded veteran wants to know, do you have any plans on whole house filtering / conditioning in the new house?
I don't think so. The only thing I may be doing is supplemental dehumidification. Certainly, if I build a house, I'll be doing supplemental dehumidification. But just the normal air filter is fine. So people will go to more sophisticated things, and I'll probably do something sophisticated if I build a new house or design a house. But this one, no, I'm just going to stick with just the regular drop-in filter. And we actually it stinks. We had to eliminate the extra supplemental filter from the return duct. But we're just going to stick with the one that we have.
All right, let's see. Luke wants to know if you'll do an Inside the Hex podcast with Mike while he's here.
Yeah, we'll probably knock that out.
Yeah, lots of people ask about that. Have you used or do you like the Milwaukee cordless polisher?
No, it's a rotary, and the Rupez rotary is better. Flex's rotary is better. So, yeah, it's not a dual action polisher, but they're working on one.
Let's see. Have you decided yet on where you're putting the pressure washer? That's in the new space, right?
Yeah, that's the premium 12 square feet that I gained. It's going to go right on that wall.
All right, let's see. Why do you need to lift in the new house if you got one at OGHQ?
Why not? I want to lift at the house, too, because I'll probably be doing a lot of stuff there as well. Sometimes I just want to be by myself, and so to have a car on the lift there and work on a project, grab a camera, I'm really looking forward to that ability to just kind of go out there in the garage by myself, set up a camera, and talk to it, and not have to come over here and have 20 people having to tiptoe around me at times. Sometimes that's fun, sometimes it's not. So I want to lift in the garage. I want to complete the whole thing. Plus, for the sales of the lift gives me another opportunity to show another way to install it. So why not? What better place to do it than my own house? Is the way I think about it.
All right, Don wants to know, is Brexit affecting your business overseas? Not sure. It's definitely affecting our import of certain products because that's taking longer because there are issues over there. But I'm not sure about the actual sales to overseas customers. But in terms of getting products here, it's definitely affecting us right now.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, we have over 400 people watching right now. That's pretty cool. How is the transition with your kids? Steve wants to know. We're in the process of buying and wondering how the kids will adapt.
One of the things we wanted to be sure is that we went right from one house to the next. We didn't have go to a hotel or something like that. It's gone surprisingly well. Ryan the Key was having his basketball hoop. If he didn't have his basketball hoop there, it'd be miserable. And they're so busy right now with they're both playing basketball. When basketball season ends, they'll be home more. But Kate has done really well. She loves her room, and it's super comfy. She was having night terrors for a while. She hasn't had one since we moved in a new house. So I'm still gonna set up their playroom and get Ryan. I got his PC set up, and so he'll like it when he gets his new furniture and his room feels complete. And then I'm gonna set up the Xbox and stuff this weekend. I gotta mount the display in there. But they've done really well with it, and it's just comfortable. I don't know how to explain it. Our other house is really nice, but this one just feels more comfortable. It makes me think, twice about, we're gonna end up building a really nice house at some point, and makes me think, well, shoot, I don't really know that I want so much square footage. What I would want more square footage of is bigger rooms, but not necessarily more rooms. Obviously a bigger garage, like a giant garage, but again, the attainability of this garage is exciting to me.
And how much stuff did you end up punting in the trash?
Oh my gosh, yeah, so much. We don't have a lot. And I still filled up the dumpster twice here at HQ and gave away a bunch of stuff. And, and we still have more to kind of clean out a little bit, but you just minimize stuff. And, again, we don't have a lot of stuff.
All right, here's a good question from Hollers. When is OG coming to Iceland?
I don't know about that.
I want to go to Iceland one day, Hollers. I'll be there.
Chris will head up that project.
Yeah. I definitely want to go to Iceland. Let's see. For the new garage, have you considered putting in a material lift instead of the magic stairs? Joe wants to know.
Well, I want to do both. I think he's talking about VersaLift type. And Magic Stairs is coming. Excuse me, Magic Stairs is coming out with a lift too. So, yeah. So the idea would be that you put the stuff on the little material lift, and then it shoots it up, and you walk up the Magic Stairs, and you meet it up there. It's kind of dumb at this house to do that because the attic's kind of small, but I'm going to do it anyway.
All right, let's see. Are there more vlogs coming? I love the vlog. Been a fan from...
We should join Inside the Hex. There's vlog crazy in there. But yeah, I'll be doing more for sure.
Let's see here. Oh, did Quick Jack ever reach out to make a lighter lift? No, he wants to know.
I don't think so. But I know the guys at Quick Jack's quite well, but no.
All right, and then Wei Wong says, is getting rid of Ryan's closet for more garage space still on the table?
No. Yeah, that's what I do. I to get rid of his closet, and so I can get another 12 square feet and give him like a little curio cabinet or something, little dormer or whatever they call those things. Not a dormer. What do they call? Like it's like a closet. It's like a wardrobe. They're called. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do this. This room's already 11 by 11 or something. It's crazy like that, so I don't think I'm going to do that to him.
All right. Well, I think we're at a good spot to stop for today. Thank you all for the questions. More videos coming soon. Wash and chat, maybe if the water ever recedes from your driveway.
Yeah, it goes away in a few minutes, but man, it's freaking annoying. I got to figure that out.
Here's one last good question here. I think I know the answer from Christopher in the chat. Any feedback from the Brown House's new owners? Have you talked to them or heard anything from them? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have asked that. I don't know.
I haven't seen it, but Michelle has seen, they painted it like teal, white and teal.
Oh, my.
So it's all white with like teal trim. They did finish the basement. They put an elevator in, which is kind of cool.
Wow. So they're doing the same thing to your house that you're doing to this.
Yeah, remember had that really cool basement it had?
Oh.
And I think that you know how awesome and clean that place was. We did all that interior design and stuff. I think that's all gone.
It's gone. Tchotchkes galore.
It's like little mini pictures hung on every square inch of the entire wall in the entire house.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do a vlog from there to see how it's changed. Ask if you can come over.
See if the saber cabinets would be interesting. I would be really interested. What is in all those cabinets? What's in the cabinets? What do they do with the Griot's Garage shelves that were on the right hand side? How's the Swiss tracks look and holding up in there? It'd be really interesting to see. No cleanup, and do it like no warning. Just show up on their front door with a light, like Publisher Clearinghouse style. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Palm them a hundo and walk in.
That would be awesome.
Maybe we'll do that. That's coming to Inside the Hex one day, perhaps.
Yep. All right, people. See you next week. Later. Need to order me some lunch at 4 o'clock.
Day one.
Yeah,
Day one.